Hi, my name is Ivan Mirkovic, and I'm a practitioner of the Reconnective Healing and the Personal Reconnection Certified Practitioner. And this is my story. With the reconnection, I was first introduced in 2013. While looking at the bookshop window, my attention went to the book The Reconnection: Heal Others, Heal Yourself by Dr. Eric Pearl. I bought it and started reading it the next morning. That moment was really a vital point of my inner transformation. I felt the need to tell my truth. I had to share the truth of my experiences. And I wished, as the title of the book suggests, to share that gift of healing with others. And shortly thereafter, in 2014, I began the professional training regarding the reconnection. I received unexpected. Through the years, my life started evolving and transforming on all levels. Reconnective frequencies affected and expanded all areas of my life. It woke me up. It made my perspective broader. It reconnected me with my original fullness. From my view, the reconnection is a reminder for the soul. It's about continuous evolving and transforming on all levels. It is affection and expansion on many areas of life. It's about receiving the full potential. It was a reconnection with my original fullness. And in this moment, I understand with reconnective healing frequencies, we are reminded of who we really are. And as I said, I was introduced to the matter of the reconnection in 2013, and then in 2014 and 15, I started with the appropriate professional training. And then, 3 years later, in 2017, I came in contact with the Ministry of the Health in Montenegro, and I've sent them all vital and relevant scientific references in Serbian and English language that have been published since 1993 by many renowned scientists who were experimenting and in controlled laboratory conditions and using scientific methodology. They proved that the reconnection is an really efficient method of improving health, and that is harmless to humans, flora, and fauna. What the harmless really means? This means that there are no counter effects. Since the information in this frequency potential, which benefits us when it comes in contact with the human body and mind, in some way it informs us to how to initiate these essential processes regarding healing. Furthermore, regarding the Ministry of Health, 4 years later, naturally, my effort was paid off. The Ministry of Health contacted me in July 2021 and provided me with the information that the reconnection method will be officially recognized and included in the amended rulebook of traditional and alternative healing methods under category which is the improvement of health under number 3 and the name the reconnection, reconnective healing and the personal reconnection. This act opens a new and real opportunity for the reconnection method to be applied, to be officially applied within the healthcare institutions as a form of integrative and complementary healthcare within conventional medicine. In Montenegro, the reconnection has started to make its first steps. The reconnection and related work about it is now recognized and belongs to the integrative and complementary healthcare. Since the Ministry of Montenegro gave me the green light, I see a real opportunity for the next move. Now to enable the reconnective healing and the personal reconnection within the healthcare institutions. And so I said in my intro, the reconnection is a relatively new healing method of improving health, which was discovered in 1993 by Dr. Eric Pearl. And then he started with its implementation and training programs. In truth, it is the interaction with the informative and intelligent frequency bandwidth that harmoniously affects the human body and mind. The nature of this work is today recognized as reconnective healing and personal reconnection. Of course, these are not two completely independent things. There is a mutual overlap, expansion, and growth in them. Reconnective healing focuses more on the body and mind healing, and the personal reconnection helps a person to find, upgrade, and accelerate her inner potentials and to understand her life path. After interacting with this frequency bandwidth, which is energy, light, and information, a person retrieves her original energy fullness and then begins to live more in integrity with that truth. From this perspective, a person changes on every level: the mental, emotional, energetic, and physical. It becomes more vital, more energized, more productive, flexible, communicative, more aware, more soulful, more truthful. But how this interaction really happens? The design of the body and mind is inherent with the universe. It is related with the universe. So it doesn't need any external interference in order for it to be better or more complete. What the interaction with this frequency potential or bandwidth really does is that all unhealthy materials which are suppressed in the body and mind as some form of interference, which can be as a form of energetic, mental, or emotional suppressed information, they start to vibrate out. And then the body and mind can use their own intelligence unhinderedly and introduce these moments into the harmony. Thus, when these interferences emerge out, the body and mind use their own intelligence and they have free space and can freely use their natural potential for healing in the relation with the flow and the rhythm of the universe. After interacting with this frequency bandwidth, the energy light and information, the person is receiving her original energy fullness and begins to live more in integrity with that truth. From that perspective, a person changes on every level: energetic, mental, emotional, and physical. The flow of the work goes beyond the energy healing techniques known so far on the planet. It cannot be directed during the interaction. The potential of reconnective healing frequencies flows where it is most appropriate in the rhythm of the universe. It's about the receiving of full potential, the reconnective frequencies, the original body and mind fullness. And in relation to that, the effects are, of course, relative. For example, they can be unfolded in many forms, as, for example, relaxation, deeper inner peace, physical vitality, flexibility in thinking, more appropriate alignment with the planet and the seasons, the rotation of the planet, better sleep, stronger concentration, more precise use of language, change of mindset towards the life events. Because the more understanding we have, the level of the stress is proportionally decreasing. So we are able to more appropriate overcome the life challenges, and we can understand our inner emotions better. And these are just examples, of course. And it all happens with the correlation with the person current level of understanding, maturity, consciousness, and intellect. So every person receives what is the most appropriate for her. Most importantly, after after interaction with this frequency potential, person starts to emit a new vibration. So her nature also heals her environment. For example, if after receiving a reconnective healing session, we give someone a smile, a hug, there is a real potential in that act that that person also received a part of these frequencies on the subconscious level. I want to remind the reconnective healing frequencies can be performed via distance no matter where you actually are on the planet. They are great options for the people who cannot travel. It's about transferring the information via energy, so the effects are exactly the same during a person session or distance session. According to the scientific references, the expert estimates that there are about 7 quadrillion atoms in the average human body. Since the energy is not limited to the effects of the matter, the atoms can communicate non-locally, even they are thousands of kilometers or miles apart. So we actually are constantly immersed in the sea of the energy and constantly interconnected with the finest mental, soulful, and emotional threads. Therefore, from that perspective, the information within the energy does not travel. It always acts non-locally and momentarily, outside of the space and time. As I said earlier, this frequency bandwidth or spectrum is consistent from the 3 vital elements: the energy, light, and information. The first element is energy. We are energy. Our body acts as a precise scale of atoms and its elements. Emotions and thoughts are the energy. So everything what we can perceive in us and outside of us is actually energy. During the interaction with the reconnective healing or the personal reconnection sessions, we actually communicate with the universe through the light resonance, and so we exchange the information. The light is resonance and communication within the frequencies between us and the universe. The information comes through the interaction of energy and light. Many renowned scientists from the year of 1993 were conducting scientific research and experiments in order to understand the completeness of the effects of reconnective healing frequencies, which is energy, light, and information, on humans, flora, and fauna. Some of these scientists are, for example, Dr. Konstantin Korotkov from St. Petersburg, Dr. Gary Schwartz from the city of Wisconsin in Arizona, Dr. William Tiller from San Francisco in California, Dr. Hiroshi Motoyama from the Tokyo, Japan, and we have double PhD of Science, Dr. James J. Huritek from San Diego in California. And incredible insights have been made from their experiments. From many experiments which happen in laboratory conditions, for example, the interaction harmoniously affects the heart and brain waves. It increases the blood levels in the body. It revitalizes and energizes the body and mind. It increases the potential of energy that the body emits. It allows a higher light coherence between body cells. It calms the nervous system. It harmonizes the left and the right cerebral hemisphere. It accelerates the metabolism and immunity of the organism. It enhances microvascular blood flow. It helps the healing of the body after injuries and the surgical operations. And what is the most remarkable, it restructures and regenerates the DNA. For example, in laboratory experiments, they indicated that with the potential of the energy, light, and information, a leaf torn off the parent branch can be kept in life during the 70 to 90 days, and the natural death of that same leaf happens within 7 to 10 days. Only from this experiment we can see the real potential of these frequencies. Also, when the DNA chains are shocked by the electricity or the heat in the science, they unwind. When they are exposed to the potential of this frequency bandwidth, they are twisted into the spiral again. During the experiments, it has noted that the interaction actually corrects the defects of previously existed in the DNA chains. The experiment indicates that the frequency potential has direct effect on the DNA in the human being. And all the effects are presented in the book of the renowned scientists, in the book of the Konstantin Korotkov, with its name, The Science Confirms Reconnective Healing. After you received all these amazing benefits of reconnective healing, you may desire to go beyond the healing and discover how personal reconnection can upgrade, direct, and accelerate your body and mind inner potential and help you understand your life path. But what really a personal reconnection is? The personal reconnection is a precise energy model designed to accelerate the exchange of the reconnective frequencies, which is energy, light, and information, noticed in the natural potential of reconnective healing. The personal reconnection will heighten the interactive elements of your body and reconnect them to the energy meridian lines outside of your body, which extend and surround the globe of the planet Earth, the stars, and then continue to expand within the universe. This upgrade allows more extensive exchange of information between the universe and you, and then benefits you to understand your life path, as well to upgrade, direct, and accelerate your inner body and mind potentials. It is important to keep in mind that this is the process that brings you closer to upgrading, accelerating, and useful routing of your energy, productivity, potentials, understanding, consciousness, and information exchange with the universe, and it takes place to the rest of your life on Earth. The reconnection process speeds up your communication with the universe. With its flow, we are reminded who we really are. The reconnection is performed in two related sessions in person for 45 minutes, once in your lifetime, and the maximum duration between those two sessions is important not to exceed 72 hours. And for the end of this video, I want to provide more information how reconnective healing is different from traditional energy healing modalities or techniques. Energy techniques are like looking on the universe through the window. But if we decide to go outside of the window, only then we can see the complete stars and the sky. So, when we transcend the energy healing techniques, we can achieve all kinds of energies that exist in the environment. The energy techniques are focused and specific. Each technique is oriented to one framework of the energy interaction. The reconnective healing is not a technique. It transcends technique, and thus, in the same time, it integrates the potential of all healing techniques that exist on the planet. In energy healing techniques, we are taught to send the energy. That's because we are working with the portions of the subsets of the energy. Also, techniques mostly include treatments, and reconnective healing is about the session, not treatment or therapy. That is, the interaction with this informative and intelligent frequency bandwidth which harmoniously affects the body and mind. Reconnective healing is not a technique, and if we try to add or incorporate the technique or a ritual, in this work, we reduce it. The reconnective healing practitioner, if he is using a healing techniques in his work, he won't be able to bring this work fully. The interaction with this frequency potential or frequencies affects much more extensively. When we entrain this comprehensive bandwidth of healing frequencies, we enter into ongoing states of receiving, interacting, and evolving on all levels. It is a non-local vibrational exchange and entrainment which brings us to the higher level of vibration. So the person frequency is expanding in the rhythm of the universe. I like to say there is no inappropriate time to get in touch with this frequency bandwidth. Whenever you start, it will take you to the place where you need to be. Energy, light, and information potential is helping you to understand on the deeper level that we are all interconnected, not to the people just around us, but to the nature, the planet, and the universe.